Okay. All right. So we're just here behind the scenes getting things ready and just setting up the studio. And here we are. Okay. Awesome. So good morning, Christina.
Hello, it's afternoon in Europe.
Oh, yeah, I was going to say I have stopped doing that. So good afternoon. Yeah.
So good.
I'm just going to open this up on my, oh, I have it. Perfect. I just want to open it up on Facebook so I can see it. I'm going to get everyone a few minutes to get in because we had a little tech challenge in getting this started. So we got everything all worked out. So one of my community members, just happens to be my sister, is in the studio. And so at the end, we are going to bring in any members who have questions. But this is the first time I've done it this way. So I'm doing a little bit of housekeeping, so bear with me. And actually, let's get this going. All right. So Helena, you're my test. So you can see the broadcast and everything, correct? I have to wait for her to let me know the answer to that question. Okay. I see. Do you see the chat there, Christina?
I see the chat, yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Perfect. So there is a chat there, so we will see messages as they come up as well. And what was the question? I just want to make sure you could see the broadcast, right, Helena? Awesome. Okay. I've not often done this where I brought others into the studio except us, so I just wanted to make sure it's working. And okay, so it is my pleasure to introduce Christina Toth. Am I saying that correctly?
Yes, perfect.
So this beautiful, lovely soul right here, she and I met on a program that we were doing and connected. And we've had the opportunity to chat. I absolutely love what she's doing. She did a workshop that I attended on the 7 chakras, and it was just beautiful. And so I knew that I wanted to bring her and introduce her to all of you. And so here she is. Now, she also has a company called Soulgasmpreneurs, which I love. I love that name. And I just want to share, one quote that I took from probably your website. For those of us interested in evolving a beautiful future, for those of us just getting through the day. And I picked that just because I love the way that it highlights both aspects. So, one of my favorite sayings is meet yourself where you are. And I think that statement really says that. So let's do a little introduction. So Christina, maybe you could tell us a little bit about yourself and what you do.
Absolutely. Thank you for having me. We long time planned this, and
yes.
Finally the time is now.
Yes, no time like now.
Yes, and my name is Christina Toth. I am tuning in from currently Transylvania. I was born and raised in Transylvania, yes, on the Dracula land, Romania, the country. And I moved to Ireland, the Viking land, when I was about 2. And so I'm in Europe here. So hello, Europeans. Hello from all over the world. I'm so excited to be here. Thank you again for inviting me. I am a women empowerment coach. I absolutely love to inspire women more than anything. So, with the titles, I don't do very well because titles are just titles. But my heart's calling is to inspire women and hold their hand to fall in love with themselves.
And I think that was a piece that really stood out for me. It was that self-love piece. And you also have a podcast, and you said there's some rebranding going on with that. So tell us a little bit about your podcast.
Yes. So since the time we talked, I have putting up together this umbrella, the Self-Love Academy. I wanted a place where women can come in and wherever they are, whatever stage they are, they can actually step into a community that supports them, that cheers them on, and that loves them unconditionally. And
Mm.
so, under this umbrella of the Self Love Academy, I have this workshop, Align Your Seven Chakras with the Power of Essential Oils. The course, Connect with Your She, which stands for Soul Highest Expression. And so, as I evolve, I want to create content and beautiful communities for women to tap in. And on their self love path to see where they are and see where they want to be, and how they can be served the best. So, this is what it is. And then the podcast has the same name. And I also
Mm.
started a book club.
Oh, wonderful. So the Self Love Academy.
Yes.
Okay, I love that. Now, the workshop that I attended was Align Your Seven Chakras with the Power of Essential Oils, which was just fantastic. And you took us through the different chakras and the different essential oils. And we had a daily ritual, which I thought was completely lovely. You also teach chakra dance, correct?
Mhm. Yes.
And so, how did you first become interested in chakras? So, can you share a little bit of your story and how it led you to that?
Yeah, I think it goes back to when I was about 17. I started to practice yoga, hatha yoga, and I loved all the asanas and everything that seemed to be so healthy to my body. I loved the way my body kept fit and healthy with the help of yoga. And then I went into the meditation and practiced meditation. And of course, in this on this path of discovering yoga and the modalities of yoga, I came across the chakras. I
Mm.
absolutely love the chakras because I believe in energy, and I believe that I am a light worker and work with energy. So this is why I'm completely fascinated, and it's just a universe that, as much as you explore it, it will never end.
Mm, yeah, I love that. I love your nails, by the way. They're very cute.
Thank you.
So let's talk, and this is where you'll notice. So I, kind of gave you a little bit of an outline, but we tend to transgress a little bit. Because I want to, as you were talking, I wanted to bring self love and chakras together. So talk a little bit about that and how they connect, and how maybe each chakra point is supports us with self love.
Okay. Um, I struggled, as many women before, with the self love concepts. And I want to start from here because if you're watching this and you're like, I have no idea what self love is, it's very vague. And I don't know what she's talking about. I don't know when I love myself and when I don't. And how do I know what that looks like or what that feels like? Right.
Mm,
And so self love is not tangible, and it's, if you feel like that, it's okay, it's absolutely normal. My intention for today is for you um, to get what you're meant to get if you're here watching this live or the replay. And if you don't like something, just let it go. Don't get into the overthinking or overwhelming. So self love, even though we cannot touch it, we can feel. We can feel when we love ourselves. And I'm sure that so many of you, when you judge yourself, you don't feel in love with yourself, right? So
mm,
it's that easy. Or when you look into the mirror and you criticize your body, if you just stay for a moment and catch yourself, you'll know, you'll feel it's not love. What you feel is criticism, and you're not in your heart or your body, you're in your mind. And you're
mm,
comparing yourself with someone, or maybe with someone you want to be, or someone you know that you want to be like. Um, and through comparison, you feel like you lack something and you criticize your body, you're not enough.
yeah.
And it's easy to know when you love yourself, but as we are so much in our heads, we simply make excuses, or maybe just excuse ourselves or give us reasons on why we don't know what self-love looks like, or how we know when we love ourselves or not. I don't know if it makes sense or not.
Yeah. No, it definitely makes sense. And, I'll just kind of jump in and we'll bring it back. But, it's funny because I was just doing a reading just before this and that's what came up. And I mean, I love the synchronicity of the universe, right? And that's what came up was her self-love. And, I was immediately taken to her heart. And, but it was almost being more compassionate for others to the detriment of herself. And there's this underlying belief that most of us have that we're not worthy to some degree. And we spend a lot of our lives recognizing that, overcoming it, or sometimes not, and just being stuck in it. So, it's why I love bringing the topic of self-love, to this group and just in general, just because I think all of us need to hear that, and we're all a little too hard on ourselves.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
And just so you know, when you are that, you're in your mind, you're in your conditioning mind, expectations, yours or someone else's, stories, yours or someone else's.
Mm,
So you're not in your heart or in your body.
yeah.
And what I love about chakras is that actually brings us in our body, right? Brings us in our body, and allows us to be aware of how we feel, and
Mm,
how we can listen to our body. Because whether we want it or not, this body was given to us as a vehicle or temple, whatever you want to call it, for a lifetime. And we cannot judge it and criticize it and get away with it.
yeah.
You're
I
going to be
love that.
at some moment in time, and you'll be like, oh my God, I'm in my body, I'm nowhere else. And this is it. I have to deal with it.
Yeah. Yeah, I love that. So coming back to the body, because that's what we were talking about, kind of the chakra points and looking at how they play into this. So, can you talk about each chakra point and how it relates to self-love?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
So the first chakra is the Roots Chakra, and that's where you feel safe. That is your connection with Mother Earth. I love, love, love the heart, the first chakra, the Roots Chakra. It is at the base of your spine, and it's very much like as I said, it's a connection to Earth. It's very much like you becoming a tree. You can root into the core of Mother Earth with this chakra. And so, even though it's the lower chakra, it's not something that you have to avoid or take for granted. Because if you're not home into your body, you're nowhere. So many people want to elevate their higher chakras, but there's no point to be, and there's not fair to think that if you're here, then everything else is sorted. The lower chakras are aligned or cleansed.
Mm,
It's not the truth. That's a myth. Okay, higher you are, or higher you want to be, is not the best place to be. Just to make this clear. And then the second chakra is where you feel your creativity, you feel your feminine side, you you feel your sensuality and your playfulness. So that's where you need to be free in order to activate that chakra. And when you activate that chakra, you will be free, you will feel very feminine and very creative. So with self-love, if you want me to relate it with self-love, for the
mm,
first chakra, of course, the equivalent of self-love with the first chakra is mothering yourself. So, what you want is to become your mother. Maybe some of you didn't have a mother. Maybe some of you didn't have the mother that you wanted. So, instead of, again, criticizing or bringing this story as a lack in your childhood, in your inner child existence, you can have access to your first chakra work, inner work, so that you mother yourself, so you feel protected and you feel safe. And I love to say that when your first chakra is balanced and cleansed, you not only feel at home, but you are able to claim the space on this earth, right?
That's
Because
beautiful.
how many of us want to play small? But if you activate the chakra, you claim the space and you take as much space as you want because nobody else cares, right?
Yeah, I love that. Well, it's kind of like owning your power, right? Like it's really stepping into and owning your power and being the true essence of who you are. And that
Absolutely.
terrifies people sometimes, most of the
Yeah,
time.
yeah, yeah.
Yeah, beautiful.
And so with the second chakra and self-love, when you kick that creativity and sensuality and femininity on, you turn it on, you become magnetic, and you, in your gentle feminine side, you are extremely powerful, you're extremely potent, creativity wise.
Mm,
So with this chakra you become creative and you take on this ownership of your life, and you create your own life, you create your own path of self-love. There's so many paths that you can take even with self.
mm,
So you create your own self-love path. Do you want to be gentle, or you want to be serious about loving yourself? You know, do you
yeah,
want to be forgiving, or you want to be strict? You
yeah, yeah.
Yeah,
Beautiful. I love that. Um, I want to go through the chakras. I'm already thinking of things I want to ask you, but I want to go through them. So we did the root
yeah, yeah.
and we
We
did
did
our sacral. So we're going to
the
move
sacral, and we
to
go to Manipura, which is the power chakra. Sorry, the solar plexus.
mm,
And that is that yellow sun inside of your belly, that the affirmation for that chakra is I do. So here is your power. Here you embrace that masculine energy, right? And so from this chakra, you act for your self love. You don't
mm,
talk about self love. You don't wish you would love yourself. You don't wish that your relationships are all good and that everybody else loves you. But you act towards falling in love with you every single day. It's a repetitive intention that you want to take. You
mm,
claim it every morning. I teach my members of my community to to refresh this intention of self-love every single morning. It's not something you do once and then it stays forever.
and is that with like a statement, or do you give them kind of an exercise, or is there different ways that that can be done?
Yes, we have a self-love menu that we have
Oh,
created.
it's a self-love
So
menu. I love that.
yes.
Mm,
So, and we pre-plan this self-love menu on a Sunday for the next week, in according to what needs our body have, on
mm,
that week. So we kind of step back and say, okay, how do I feel? What do I feel? And what do I think that next week would do me really good, right? If I need more rest, or if I need more energy, or I need more fresh air and nature, it
mm.
depends. So yeah,
Okay.
they create their self-love menu, and every single morning they refresh this intention of loving themselves.
Love that. Love, love, love. All right. So that's our solar plexus. So that's the I
Yes.
do. So we're going to move to
We
our heart
go
chakra.
to our heart chakra, where the affirmation is I love. So here, the self love that I see in this space is compassion for yourself and love for yourself. And when you do that, your heart heals the wounds and also fills with so much love that it has to overflow in order for you to love somebody else. So I love you from my overflow, not from my lack of,
Mm,
you know.
yeah.
I love you from my overflow, not from my exhaustion, from my obligation, from my societal thinking, or because it's trendy,
Yeah.
So when you love from overflow, you don't become exhausted, you don't become short of energy, you don't become upset or sad or complaining that you have no time for yourself, or complaining that everybody's using you, that nobody's appreciating you. So from the heart, women
Mm.
tend to give their hearts fully.
Yeah, I can
Nothing.
see as you're talking about that, I can see because one of the questions that I was kind of thinking of is, and we'll talk a little bit more about this at the end, but how does someone know where they're stuck, or where they need to bring more of that light energy in? And you're kind of saying that. So that wording, right? That they're I'm being taken for granted,
Yes,
or yeah, being used, and so kind of gives you some hints into where you are stuck in terms of maybe the chakra point, or just in self-love in general.
absolutely. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. Okay, I'm definitely going to want to go more into that one. Oh, I have a kitty cat coming to join me here, but I want to get through all these first, so let's go to the
And the
throat
throat
chakra.
chakra. Yeah, we move into the throat chakra. So here the affirmation is I speak. Here,
Mm,
if you're not able to speak your truth, if you're not able to speak up, if you're not able to speak in public, or simply even at home, as a parent or a partner, if you don't speak your truth, if you don't express your desires, your wants, then this chakra is blocked. And it is a lack of self love. I mean, if you would love somebody, think about your best friend. You want her to tell you what she feels. So then why don't you tell others what you feel,
yeah. I
right?
bet this is a really big one for a lot of people. Like, I can see getting stuck in that spot, because there's a loving way to talk about what you need, and there's a not loving way to talk about what you need. And I suspect a lot of people end up in that not loving way.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's really interesting. So kind of come back to that one, because I think I want to dig into that one a little bit. But I'm fascinated listening how we go kind of from the root up, and the difference just in terms of, I'm going to say intensity, like there's a different energy.
Yeah.
Yeah. So let's go to third eye chakra.
Third eye chakra. So third eye is I see, and it's situated between your eyebrows. So the third eye needs intention and awareness again to be able to, open up and actually work for yourself. Um, of course, in meditation or visualization, this activates, but the way the third eye chakra is coming up every day is through being aware of your intuition, your messages, the signs that you see, trusting your gut.
Mm,
um, so when you don't know why you see things but you see them, trust yourself and consider that it might be your third eye chakra. You just know, it's that inner knowing.
mm,
And women are very, very in touch with their intuition, or so they're potent. They're potent to be in touch. But again, if you're more masculine than feminine, then this is a distortion of energy, and you would not listen to your intuition. You would want possibly to control everything.
right. Yeah, as you're talking, I'm trying to put that into tangible and practical. And yeah, I can see that the struggle between, again, that just being in a relationship to trying to mold or create it the way you want it to be,
Yeah.
right? That difference between flow and struggle, really.
Yeah. And control, manipulation. Yeah.
Yeah, awesome.
And
Well, that's not awesome when you
And
do that, but
so they're all interconnected. But
mm,
you would know that you don't love yourself when you don't even consider intuition. You're like, what's intuition? You can't even believe there's such power into your body and into your
mm,
life. You completely put it out there, out of your daily life, out of your practices, um, and think that you are the only one who create things, right? So you don't allow to be connected to your intuition at all. You don't allow any unseen forces,
yeah.
to come up and actually help you. So yeah, you don't accept help.
I was just the vision that I was seeing, which is funny because you've seen this as an exercise for, I don't know, counseling, couples therapy and stuff, is sitting and the two people staring into each other's eyes and not speaking. Like that's the visual that my guides were giving me as you were talking about that, because I think it's kind of like letting everything go and just being in that moment and being really connected and just feeling into it, as opposed to we get very stuck in relationships and, kind of lost in navigating them. But when you strip that away, what comes through is that raw feeling and emotion.
Yeah.
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 Yeah. Let's do the last one, and then I want to play with these a little bit. So we are up to our crown chakra. Tell me about that.
Yes. So the crown chakra, this is where is your gate to divine guidance. Some people call them downloads, inspiration, whatever you want to call it. This one, the affirmation is I understand. Um, I would definitely say I am guided rather than I understand, but understand is more mental. So I am guided, I prefer to use for today.
Mm,
And it's your connection to divine, whatever that means to you, the universe, God, goddess, angels, highest power, whatever you want to refer to it. So again, this if you don't trust your intuition, is very hard to get there. Because this means that you actually allow to be guided, so you're not in control anymore. You're
mm. Yeah. Okay. So let's take a little journey through these. So I'm just going to take that off my screen. I'm just going to put your name up there. So I don't know if I want to go top up or top down or bottom up. And I'm going to just kind of reiterate what you said with my understanding. And but I want to give a sense to the viewers of where you might feel or how you might know you're stuck in a particular area. So, and you just correct me if I miss a point here. So I'm going to start the crown chakra. So with the crown chakra, when that's activated and you're there and it's in balance, you're in that place of, and sorry, give me your words again, because you said knowing, and then you switched the other guidance.
guidance, yes.
Yes. So you're in that place of guidance. So it's like in that, I know I'm supported.
I'm
So
guided.
you're just, I mean, at that point, your relationship is just very harmonious, I'm assuming, right?
Mhm.
So you're very, probably very connected and probably working together, or at least maybe not even working together, but just allowing each other to be who they are. Is that a fair way maybe to say that?
Yes,
Yeah.
yes.
Okay. When we move into our third eye chakra, which is I see, right?
Yeah.
And so from that place, in terms of relationships and self-love, you're noticing things from a new perspective. You're seeing what's really going on. And because of course you need that to shift it. So you're very aware. And I would think that that's certainly where when you work with people, that's you want to get them to that place of awareness, because I would think that's a very powerful place. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. So throat chakra, which is I speak. So to me, that's an easy one in a way, because that's how we talk about ourselves in our relationships, and it's how we think about ourselves in our relationships, right? So if we find ourselves talking negatively about ourselves or others, then we're going to know that this is a stuck point for us. Yeah. Heart chakra is I love. So again, to me, that, it seems fairly evident, because you simply are going to be very hard on yourself, not feeling like you love yourself, not feeling worthy, which means you're kind of stuck here. That makes sense. Solar plexus, because that's your place of action, right? So that's the I do. And so if you are stuck and not taking any action and not really doing anything to help a situation, then chances are you're stuck there. Yes. Hey, look at me! Look at me getting this. And solar plexus chakra, sacral chakra. That's the I do. No, that's the I.
That's where you flow. That's you feel.
I feel. Yes. So that's your I feel. So, oh my gosh. So if you're stuck there, you're probably kind of stuck in the muck a little bit in terms of really feeling at peace with yourself, right?
Yeah, and I think you numb yourself.
Good point. So numb, so almost escaping reality. So there's probably some depression and anxiety and a lot of those emotions that would come up there, maybe self-harm, that sort of thing.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then the root chakra, which is I believe. And I mean, that's like you said, that's the starting point. So that takes you to everything you've learned about yourself, about relationships, about self-love, everything you've been taught, everything you've experienced. Right?
Yeah. I am the roots chakra.
I am.
I
Thank
believe.
you.
Like I believe.
Yeah. I think when I did it around the chakras around money, it was the I believe, because it was beliefs. It was beliefs around that particular thing. Like a cat jumping around the thing here. I am. Yes. Okay. That makes sense, because it's very much how you perceive yourself and how you perceive self-love.
Yeah. You take the courage to ground yourself and to become one with nature and with everyone else. I mean, you're not separate. So, but when you're here, when you're not grounded, you feel like you're not like the rest of us. You feel like you're the only one that suffers. Maybe you feel isolated, or you feel like you're the smartest one, and then you become arrogant. So it could be two
Right.
sides of it. But when you're grounded, you know that this is a place where everybody is united and we are one. We are part of this.
So that would be pretty darn important when you're trying to balance yourself out and have self-love be part of your daily existence.
It's the foundation. Yes,
Yeah.
it's the foundation, but it's the roots chakra is so much overlooked at. It's like, it's the lower chakra.
And I can kind of make that connection with what you were talking about now, because if you try to move into that more enlightened, like up here stage, but you're not grounded, it's almost like, I know this is more of an analogy, but it's almost like you're floating away.
Yeah.
And so there's nothing really tangible happening with it. You're in la la land is the word coming to mind.
Yes, absolutely. Yeah.
I just wanted to jump in and say, anybody who is watching this, if you do have a question, just post it in comments and I will see that. And I do have to just switch back and forth. So just make sure you do allow StreamYard to show your name. So there's a little link that you click on for that. Okay, so there's a couple places that I'd like to go with this. But first of all, I want to bring essential oils in, because I know that's a big part of what you do, is working with chakras, working with essential oils. So just talk a little bit about that and how essential oils can help activate the chakra points or balance them out. I think I'm using the right words.
Yeah. So essential oils, the ones that I use, I know that so many people use essential oils. I'm not going to talk about the ones that you are using, you watching this, I do not know. But the ones that I use are certified pure therapeutic graded. And that means that they don't only hold a beautiful scent when you diffuse them in the air, but you can also apply them on your skin without any type of headaches or worries, just like this, like
Mm.
perfumes. And yes, some of them can be taken internally as remedies for any physical ailments. So these essential oils are, because of the purity, they have the molecular structure extremely small, and they are the only ones who can penetrate the blood brain barrier. I don't know if you knew this,
Mm.
where it's our limbic system, the emotional brain.
Okay.
And I love to use essential oils when we create self-love rituals or when we align our chakras, because once we use it, so if I pick one oil, this is neroli, by the way, and when I use an essential oil in my ritual, then throughout the day, even though I don't have the time to practice that ritual, when I apply this essential oil, I'll get back to that feeling.
Mm. So it's almost like you're anchoring the ritual
Yeah,
with the essential
yeah,
oil, and so just having that brings that back.
yes. Yes. So to give you an example, for the first chakra, if I use frankincense, for example, which is also the oil of truth. I love um, the emotional benefits, not just physical. I'm extremely fascinated by the emotional, so that's why I know their names and I look at them as separate, living energies. I
Mm.
sometimes call them toys, but they're truly so powerful, and so magical and so simple to use. So frankincense, if I use frankincense in my root chakra practice and my meditation, and I get to that place where I activate my root chakra, then throughout the day when I use the essential oil, it only takes 20 seconds for that oil to activate that feeling again and make me feel grounded.
I love that. Can you give us an idea of a ritual? When you say ritual, just explain that a little bit.
Yeah. Um, as I have those daily practices or rituals in the workshop that you have taken, I have created for every chakra one ritual.
Mm.
So for the root chakra, of course, I invite you to ground and connect with Mother Earth. And by the end of that ritual, it could be 10 minutes or 15 minutes. So I use essential oil, I use breathing, and I guide my members, my community members, through a visualization. So for the first chakra, I invite them to ground themselves and root their bodies into the core of the earth. Um, and so for them to do that, it takes again 10 or 15 minutes. And it serves them the whole day, because the whole day they're going to be feeling grounded.
Mm.
And so I teach them to use the oil, teach them the visualization, and also bring into the awareness throughout the day to look for the color red, dress in red,
Mm.
use a red lipstick, I don't know, I have my earbuds, they're red.
Yeah, and I did those rituals as part of your workshop, and it was fun, and it was helpful, and it was interesting to notice because you took us through the different chakras,
Yeah.
and it was interesting to notice how I felt with different ones.
Mm.
So, right, because there some will just be more and maybe needed for you at a particular time. So I
Yeah.
found that interesting. Let's talk about your workshop. So, and I know you're changing the name a bit, so forgive me if I have it wrong, but Align Your Seven Chakras with the Power of Essential Oils is what it was called when I took it.
Mhm.
Is that a workshop that you run on a regular basis? Is it open at any time? Tell us a little bit about that.
Yeah, so I made it open at any time, and then once you take this workshop, it's about 90 minutes of your time to watch the workshop. In that workshop, if you're a beginner or intermediate, I feel like beginner and intermediate to chakras or essential oils, then this is for you. Even people who are advanced, I know that you have been benefiting from it and you are working with chakras all the
Mm,
time. So I
yeah.
guess there's something for everyone, because in the way that I deliver it, in the way that the energy of the community is there. So in that workshop, you'll see live women interacting and asking questions. So you take your time to watch that. Before you watch the workshop, you have an evaluation of your chakras. So you have a questionnaire where you answer the question, you get your score, you communicate the score, and then you watch the workshop. After that, you have opening up the first ritual, the first, I call it soul habit, by the way.
I love that.
Your
Soul
chakra
habit.
soul habit, because everything that I do, I want to invite women to be connected to their soul and not their
Mm,
mind. Again, this, you know, soul and body awareness. So they're gonna get that practice, and hopefully it's a Monday, right? So I made them from Monday to Sunday. So
yeah.
Monday, Roots Chakra. And as I said, you are going to get the essential oil suggestions for your ritual, for your practice. You're gonna get the audio recording guidance, so it's easy for you. You just plug this earbuds in, and you allow yourself to be guided. And
Oh.
I know that one of the objectives is that lack of time, but I wanted to make it so short and powerful that,
Mm,
you know, lack of time is not like when you don't have enough time, you can still go through that. So
mm.
then on Monday, you come into our community and you share with us, you know, some people shared their cup of tea, which was red. They're like, I didn't even know I have cups of coffee, uh, all the chakras colors.
That was really interesting. I remember that, and I was thinking, "Hey, that would be kinda cool to have a mug of different color for each chakra and pick the
She
one that
didn't
you want
even
to
realize.
activate that day."
Yeah, she didn't even realize.
Yeah.
And so it's definitely that practice in the morning, that soul habit is definitely a kick start of your day, and of your awareness, to be aware. And as you go through the day, you'll see that your energy is different, and people mirroring your energy is
Mm,
going to be very obvious. You're going to get funny instances, but also powerful moments when you're going to get compliments on your, you know, what did you change in you? There's nothing you changed outwards. You're working inwards.
yeah.
I'm
I
curious, did you get
Yeah, I
any
was gonna say, I think that what I there was a few things I really liked about it. I liked the way it was simple tasks, and even though I'm very familiar with chakra points, I love that it created a new awareness of each one, and then it connected the essential oils to it, and, um and it focused on one at a time, so you really got a sense of where you were in that, like, or how, where you were in connection with that particular, chakra point.
yeah,
So, yeah, it was very beautiful, and I like that it was kinda smaller things each day, and then you can kinda do that on your own time, and it was fun to, pick clothes of that color for the day. It was really a fun experience.
yeah. And from then on, you can just do that every single week. You know,
Yeah,
um, it's not something that you do once and you're gonna just align your seven chakras. Of
yeah.
course, you will, but it's like, it's like
It's like
how many
regular maintenance.
yeah, yeah. How many degrees are you gonna, get to alignment? Because you don't know how disaligned you are
Yes.
until you get there and work. And then how, if you enjoy it and you have fun, then just play with it and make it your soul habit, make it your
Mhm.
daily practice.
Yeah, yeah. No, I loved that. You kind of already answered this, but who would benefit from this the most? Like, just give me an idea of the person or people and what they'd be going through that it's like this would really help them.
So my audience is women exclusively. Um, and so even though I have men asking for, and I think, yes, they all the time ask if they can buy my workshops, and I'm like, oh,
But
it's
you
so
know
hard.
who you're, yeah, because but you know your target market and who you're speaking to, and that's
Yeah,
important.
yeah. So it's women who feel that they don't feel heard, they don't feel seen, appreciated, just like you mentioned earlier.
Mm,
They don't feel valued for who they are. So, and in their heart, they're always comparing themselves with someone else, because if they get there, they may think that, oh, if I get to have that body or get to have that job, outer success, maybe I will feel heard. Maybe my family is going to look at me differently. But
mm,
that's just a story. There's no truth to that. Um, so women who don't feel like they belong in this planet, in this earth, they're like, I can't fit anywhere. I'm very, very isolated. I'm depressed. I'm an introvert. Sometimes they just say I'm an introvert because they want to excuse themselves from the outer world. And
right. Yeah.
there's no offense to introverts, respect to you there, but sometimes we find,
But it's when you use that as a reason
yeah,
or excuse not to fully express who you are,
exactly.
right?
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah,
I just realized I have my heart chakra mug. So I'm drinking, I'm like, "Oh, I have my green mug." I just
you
intuitively
see.
grabbed that this morning. Yeah. Yeah, okay, so that's great. So I like that you kind of pinpointed someone who might be struggling and in what way they're struggling. And I know you answered this, but again, I like to pull these pieces out just to highlight them. What benefits would someone walk away with afterwards? So they've taken the workshop and what are they going to walk away with?
Hmm. First of all, you will step into your self-love path. So maybe you don't even realize that self-love is something that you need. Many women, they're like, I don't know what you're talking about, I don't know if I need that. But self-love is the foundation for all the relationships in your life, and
Mm,
for your confidence and power, inner power, right?
yeah.
And so when you take that workshop, you realize that you're not just your physical body, but you're also an energetic body. You have your extremely powerful aura that you have an influence on, you have an impact on, and that your aura is influenced by your thoughts, by your actions, by food, um, by the environment, by the people you hang out with.
Mm,
So you realize that you're not just your body, you're also energy, and that energy is very, very much mingling with other people. And you may think that you is something wrong with you, but actually, and this is another of itself area, but when we mingle all the time energetically with other people, of course stuff gets sticky to us, and we may
mm,
think that it's something wrong with us, but it's not.
yeah.
It may be someone else's feelings, right, that you're feeling, and you're feeling heavy and sick to your stomach, and you don't know what's going on. So this workshop brings an awareness that you have energy wheels, aka your chakras, that you have control over, and you can activate them, cleanse them, and maintain this alignment every single week if you choose to. So you're
Mm,
more than your body, you're more than this mind, going around talking to you, God knows what, every
yeah.
single day. You are a beautiful goddess. I call my women empresses.
I love it. I love that. It's beautiful. Yeah. So I think if I summarize that, what you're walking away with is a really a greater sense of who you are at the core, more peace and calm and acceptance.
Yeah,
And I mean,
absolutely.
that's just a beautiful thing. I mean, with
Yeah.
that, the whole world opens up in front of you.
And compassion, you said it, acceptance. Yeah,
Compassion. Yeah.
compassion, hope. Uh,
Mm,
yeah,
yeah.
so many of the women come with anxiety and they're like, Christina, you made me go out there when I wanted just to stay in bed. You made
Mm,
me go out there and connect with nature.
mm.
Or this workshop, even though it's so hard for me, I do express my feelings, like, because I am such a Dracula land creature that I ask. I'm not, I'm very you would call it put people on spot. I
Yeah.
just ask, how was this and how's that and how you're feeling. And so
Mm,
I do put them on the spot, and then they have to reply. I mean, they reply, and they find themselves expressing when before they were too afraid to. So I don't give them time to think too much.
No, I like that. But I think that's great because when we have too much time to think, we talk ourselves out of things and we create stress and
Yeah.
anxiety. And, it's why I love when I do meditations and things with people and I'm, and I take guided meditations and I'm like, kind of quit, don't think about it too much. Just, the first thing that comes to mind. And it's always the best
Yes.
messages, when someone kind of taps into that intuitive part of themselves and just responds.
And with that comes confidence. And they're like, oh my God,
Yeah.
I have something to say and I'm heard. It's
Yeah.
crazy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
To be seen, to be heard, to be acknowledged. That's what we
Yes.
all want. Well, we are coming close to the end of the hour. So I hope that all of you here and watching the replay have some appreciation of why I invited Christina on here, her energy, her enthusiasm, her passion for what she does and compassion for yourself and for us. So love that. When we are done with the broadcast, I'll get the information from you on the workshop and I'll put that in the comments and we'll provide a link. So if anybody wants to check that out. But before we end off, I see Helena's here in the studio and I told her I'd let her in at the end. So I'm giving you a heads up, Helena, that I'm going to bring you into the studio live and we're going to test this out. So you don't have to do anything. I'm going to add you and I added you. So you are here with us. Hi.
Hi, I got to
Hello.
unmute.
Yeah.
Hi, Christina. Oh my gosh, I was just I knew I'd have to leave soon because I have a lot of things that I had to do this morning, but I was just sending this off to Marianne because I said I have no question, but I just want to express how enjoyable and such an eye opener this broadcast was for me. The insight that you, Christina, and Marianne have made me so aware of where I progressed with the guidance of our group that we share with Marianne, and where I'm stuck in my chakras. So it was actually kind of nice because it really made me see the work that I've done, how I've benefited from that so far with Marianne's guidance. And where I'm really sort of stuck, I'm definitely I have a very masculine side. Marianne was always our little feminine sister, and I was always the tomboy sister. So I have that masculine side, and that control issues was something that I really had to learn to let go of because it affected me, my relationships, everything in my life. So I've done a lot of work on that, and I really feel like I've progressed. But I think I've gotten my root chakra. I wouldn't say I'm there yet, but I'm definitely working on it better. The sacral chakra, I feel that I'm definitely getting more in touch with my feminine side, which is very helpful in my relationships. The I think that's where I am. I'm really working at it, doing it. the I love, that's definitely, I still fall into that, putting myself down sometimes, not loving my body, not loving who I am, but I recognize it, which is the first step in changing it.
Takes courage.
Yeah. And then I speak. I've never had a problem speaking my mind, as Marianne will tell you, but I'm learning how to speak more lovingly, and especially about others and about myself. So that's sort of where I am in my learning part. And then my very aware, the meditation, this is where I'm stuck. So this is the third eye chakra I see. The mindful meditation, mindful workshop that we're doing with Marianne now for the month of June. This is going to be so good to help me advance into that, because I really struggle with meditation. I just can't let my mind settle and go. And I guess, I don't know if I feel like I'm missing something, or, I just don't have time. I'm telling myself, oh, I haven't got time for this, but the breathing exercises we're doing and stuff are really helping me to get into that. And I'm so looking forward to when I get my tax stuff all done and I'm ready to relax for the summer, laying out on my deck by the lake and just listening to the birds and falling into that meditation practice that I know will come. I'm going to make it come. So, and then of course the crown chakra, I'm not there yet. There's no way. I know I'm not there yet, but that's what I'm working towards. And this really helped. And the essential oils I'm looking forward to. I know Marianne has a lot of information on that as well. And my daughter's very into that. She's a caregiver. She's a massage therapist, but she's very into this, and she helps me a lot. She's given me my essential oils and my aroma thing and all the stuff that I do. So so it basically, what I wanted to say was, this was excellent. And I just, do I have questions? Yes, but I can't even think of them now. I'm just trying to absorb everything that you said. I've been writing it down here in my journal.
Well, that was perfect. And I thought that was just a perfect close, because you summed up the entire conversation, and then you put that personal element of how you walk through that, which is what I hope everyone watching this and listening to the replay does, is that they take this information and they look at, where am I in my journey? Where are my stuck points? Where am I making progress? And and learning more about that, and then taking those next steps to start to strengthen those, not even strengthen, but loosen those chakra points, and really open their heart, and stepping into self-love. And, between what we're doing in the community. So, Christina, we have a 30-day meditation mindset experience going on. So we're doing little tiny things every day for 30 days, with the exception of Sunday. So that's what Helena was referring to. And I'll definitely share Christina's workshop as well. So that's available. And, that's part of what I bring to the community. I mean, I'm here to help support and guide with what I do, but there's so many beautiful souls out there that do other aspects of that, and bringing them into the community and sharing them with you is part of what I
I see where this is going to. If you can share this in a replay with our group members, this is going to resonate so much with the other group members, especially during this month that we're doing the meditation mindset. It's really lovely to wish you every success in all your workshops. I'm no doubt that you're going to be extremely successful. It's mesmerizing just to listen to you, and you just bring out so many there's little nuances and things that you just don't think about, just the way that you say stuff and the way that you get your point across with it. It really just sort of sticks in your mind, and you think, oh yeah, that is how I feel. I never could put a word to it before.
Agreed.
But, very, very good. Thank you so much.
Thank you. I'm glad you had the opportunity to jump in. Sorry, Christine, I cut you off.
We appreciate you, Helena, for being here.
Thank you.
All right. So I'm going to let Helena go on with her day. So thank you, my beautiful sister. I love you.
Love you guys. Thank you. Bye.
All right, Christina, this was a joy and a pleasure, and well worth the wait. We will definitely do this again. Definitely stay connected. I see lots of opportunities for us to continue to shine our lights together on the world. And I so appreciate you taking the time to be here.
Thank you. It was a pleasure.
Thank you. So as I send us off, and the replay is going to be in the page, and I'll give you a link too, so you can do that. I'm just going to pop up. There's always that awkward space where we stop being live and we're actually not live, and then you have funny looks on your face. So I found a way around that. I have this screen that I'm going to bring up. Oh, maybe it won't let me. Maybe I didn't find a way around that. It won't let me unless I take us out. I'm not taking us out. Okay, don't you go anywhere. I'm going to end the broadcast, and then we'll have a quick little chat. So thank you, everyone, for listening. Everyone in the replay, please post replay so that we can see that you're here. And I will put a link to Christina's workshop in the comments, and you can see the little ticker running at the bottom has her email and website, so you can check that out as well. All right. Thanks, everyone.